Well, turning back to Battlestar Galactica,
Yes.
when they brought you on board as Kane, the show had already been on for a while, and there was certainly also a good amount of time between the miniseries and the kickoff of the first season. How much of that had crossed your radar up to that point about the show? And then also, as a sidebar of that, had you run across the original show as well?
I didn't really remember the original show, and I guess I did in the sense that you sort of remember those things. What were the years of the original show?
79, 78, 79.
Yeah. I was still a little young then to be watching that kind of thing, I think, but how nice to be able to say that. But it's... what was the first part of the question?
Well, the first part was since the new BSG was already on for a little while before the Kane character came into it, how much of the new show and the kind of buzz it was getting, internet...
Did I know about?
Yeah.
None. What? I didn't know anything about it. They approached me, and I actually... I wasn't sure that I wanted to jump back into the genre, and I wasn't necessarily looking to play another sort of hardened character, an authoritative character. And David Eichenron Moore sent me DVDs of the show, and I put it in, and I saw there was one scene with Mary McDonnell and Jamie Bamber that was so beautiful and quiet and intense and deep and profound and curious, and I remember, and it was quiet for the first, I would say, 30, 40 seconds, which is unusual, especially on a show like that, or my preconceived notions of what that show would be, and I wanted to know what was going to happen, and who are these people, what's their relationship, what's happening, and I just was blown away by what I saw, and I remember my manager called and said, "We're going to pass, right?" And I was like, no, hang on a second here. Call them and tell them, please, I would be honored to be a part in any small way of such a beautiful show. And now that I know the show, and I've seen the show, and I know this cast and crew so intimately, it was, when I look back over my 20-year career, there are probably about 5 projects that I truly feel honored to have been a part of, and that is without doubt one of them. And it's so nice to see Michael Hogan here too.
So obviously from that you were, once, even the shows you weren't in, obviously you were watching all the way through.
Oh, I became a fan. When I went back to do Razor, I went back a little shy and sheepish, and I was like, oh my God, I'm such a fan of all of you guys.
Thank you for joining us here today. In the same way that a show like Battlestar Galactica kind of reached out to beyond the typical sci-fi fandom, I find that True Blood is really going beyond the typical vampire show fans and reaching a much broader audience. Why is it that you think that at this time that so many people are open to kind of the supernatural and the vampire genre, and so many people are flocking to this TV show?
Well, my theory is, especially in America, we've been through 8 years of nonsense and hell, obviously, with the Bush administration, and we're at a time where our economy is just in utter chaos, and people are out of work, and people are losing their homes, and we're stuck still in the middle of this endless war, and there's something, I think, refreshing about being able to watch something that is fun and escapist, yet also has a genuine sense of, it's able to the landscape of that show is, and because it's Alan Ball and our wonderful writers, it still has a beautiful place for social commentary, looking at injustice, questioning compassion. This year deals a lot with the questions of pack mentality thinking, how we're so frightened of our own independent thinking that we'll latch on to group thinking, and how that can be quite destructive and dangerous if you don't latch on to the right group thinking. And so in the midst of it being fun and colorful and very, very funny, and as I said, with lots of beautiful people running around with their clothes on, these themes lay underneath the fabric of that. And it's, but it's never like Battlestar, it's never preachy about it. It doesn't tell you how to feel, it just raises these questions. And it does so in a small, sleepy Louisiana town that is very diverse, not just racially, but as in terms of these creatures. These very different non-human creatures, and so it brings up all of these things, as well as just being very good fun and having, it's a roller coaster, you know. It is that, I know people use that term a lot, but when I watch it, it really is that feeling of glee. You're in glee, and then you come over that hump, and then you're just in terror. It's violent, but in a really sort of interesting and fascinating way, and it's very sexy and raunchy, and it encompasses so much that I think people were just really ready for a good bit of fun that is also incredibly sophisticated and smart.
Thank you.